grab you some popcorn, grab you a drink. Titans Coliseum in the building. Yeah, not, boy, I'm in the game. Still ballin' out, never change. I be rapping my hometown for the whole city, really knew my name. Boss talk, I don't do favors. Yeah, we signing deals with the top players. We just started this lifestyle. We be having all kind of haters. I'm a madman, they better come get me. Wanna box me in, but I'm too shifty. If they come at me sideways, I'ma stiff on it like Derrick Henry. Now listen, we're not the same. EA Sports, boy, I'm in the game. I be rapping my city, dog. Got a Titan logo hanging on the chain. Big money, big moves, new stadium on the way. Nashville, we hold it down. We the one team that you don't wanna play. They be trying to talk down on us. I just laugh at them and I walk away. I don't tolerate disrespect. Might shoot a fade, penny hard away. Big money, big moves, new stadium on the way. Nashville, we hold it down. We the one team that you don't wanna play. We be putting in the hard work, so we coming in with all kind of skill. I be living in the end zone. My finger roll like Tannehill. What's poppin'?
What's happening there? Man, I wish the Titans was as lit as that motherfucking intro RJ just made. Good God, y'all. Hey, welcome to the Titans Coliseum podcast, man. Man, look, man, we finna get into everything. Trust me, we finna get into it. But let me go ahead and introduce our guest for the night. Most of y'all know him if you in Tennessee Titans elite. I mean, he done ruffled a lot of feathers inside there, but hey, great dude. He hit me up, said he ready to get on the Coliseum, so we had to make it happen, man. Y'all give it up for the host of Cast It with the King, and check out his YouTube channel, Kick It to the King. Hey, y'all give it up for Josh Mickles, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, you could have let that little clap roll over.
Man, I thought if I let go, then we kept going. I didn't know it was gonna cut off right there.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, Josh. They got you with this one, bro. They said I thought you were John Robinson, bro.
The last 2 years, I've been getting that a whole lot.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man, I did not think about that one. Damn.
When I read the comment, I looked at him. I was like, "Damn, he do look like John Robinson." You need to grow you a beard or something, man.
That's a bad thing right now. I wouldn't want to look like John Robinson in this time. You killed our team. You cost us the Super Bowl. You should have traded AJ.
Yeah, bro.
All right, we're gonna get into it though, man. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in tonight, man. You already know the drill. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, all that good shit. And man, Firestone, go ahead and talk to us about our sponsor or whatever, man. Tell them how to get that beard on point.
Yes, today's episode is brought to you by Lions Den Beard Collection. Make sure that you get your beard in top-notch shape. Luxury line of oils and everything that you need to keep your beard in line and grow and shape it and take it to the next level. Make sure you go to lionsdenbeardcollection.com. Use promo code Coliseum. Get 25% off your order, and you can get your beard looking like mine. All right? lionsdenbeardcollection.com.
Yes, sir. Josh, I think we got your brother in the building. He really
that's my father. That's my dad.
Oh, that's your dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Y'all look like brothers, man.
Yeah, you're looking young.
Y'all, man. Y'all take Father Time's ass, man.
Yeah. We're going to look like 30 when we're 60 years old, so.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. Hey, RJ, you got to talk to him about that song, man.
Hey, man, that was me, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, man, I have a talent that y'all didn't know I had, so, you know. Yeah, so it took a lot of hard work and a lot of time out of my day, but yeah, I made that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
we know.
Now the world know who you is.
Yeah.
Ain't no hide no more.
Yeah, man, and we've been waiting on this. RJ's been talking about this behind the scenes, so we've been ready to show y'all this and come full circle, man, because this has been a while in the works, man. RJ been working on this for y'all.
Yeah. You see, man, I told y'all I'm gonna come with some fire, bro.
Just wish we had better circumstances with the fire you brought. You know, it's, sorry to reel it out in this type of manner.
Right, man. Before we get to this shit, y'all, Josh, man, talk to everybody, man. Tell them a little bit about yourself, where you can be found, and all that good shit.
All right, so you can find me on my YouTube channel at Kick It to the King Productions, or on X, or on Instagram, or on Facebook at the same handle. I actually started doing my own podcast called Cast It to the King well into last year, and been on and off of the episodes. I just moved back to in the Memphis area last year because of a dream job that I was able to work at my church that I actually grew up in. I'm a video production technician, and the reason my voice sounds like this is because the last week I have been in the crapshoot going through CT scans, X-rays. I just got out of the hospital a few days ago. Initially I didn't know if I was able to do this episode, but the doctors let me out early on Saturday. I got a biopsy the day before. I have I'm like, you don't see it obviously, but like next week my stitches are coming out from a tube that was inside of me.
Oh, damn.
Of a mass that's apparently in my chest. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow to see what that's all about, but that's not going to stop me from being on here with you guys.
Ah, yeah, man. It was most definitely meant to be. And like I said, man, thank you for coming on, dude, man. Keep kicking ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, and prayers going out for you too as well, man.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, we ain't gonna hold y'all, man. We're gonna go ahead and get to this two-tone business, aka get to this two-tone bullshit, because that's exactly what it looked like yesterday. A bunch of bullshit. Y'all already know what went down. The Titans lost to the Buccaneers 20-6, and honest to God, it felt like a damn shutout. Because I mean, that game right there, it was so freaking awful. I tuned the game out at halftime. That's something I usually don't even do. And Josh, I'm gonna start it off with you. Then you can pass it to RJ. And then Firestone can, talk about his thoughts of yesterday.
All right, so what is there to say? What is there to say? There's nothing to say. There's nothing to say good about this game outside of the first drive before we kick a field goal. But I mean, it's the culmination of what we already know from the Baltimore game, from the way the tendencies were shown in the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Like everything that went wrong, we have seen as Titan fans since as long as we can remember, no matter who the head coach is. So, I mean, there's nothing good to say. The O-line is Swiss cheese. Any one of us can do better at left tackle right now. Any one of us could probably call a better play call on 4th and 2 instead of kicking a long field goal.
Man,
I mean, there are so many things we can slice up with this. But I'll switch it over to you, RJ.
I could just tell by the first 5 minutes. After that first drive that was scripted, man, I could just tell that we wasn't gonna win, man. I was like, bro, we can't block these guys. I knew on that second drive when Derrick Henry got that football on the first play and they hit him right in the backfield for like 3 yards. I said, yeah. The Derrick Henry didn't get over a positive yards rushing until about his 6th carry. And I said, yeah, it's gonna be a long day. I was like, we're not gonna be able to move the football like we want to do. We can't even run. You know what I'm saying? And then when Will Levis gets time to, I mean, not even get when Will Levis gets sits in the pocket and he gets time to throw, it's like, you know, they're getting there before he can even do anything. Like even on that one play when he did the play action and he tripped and failed, like even if he wouldn't have tripped, he still was gonna get sacked. Like Dillard just let the dude go right through him, man. Like I mean, Dillard. Like I ain't never wished for no injury, but seeing him going into that tunnel, I like, yeah, man. Okay,
take your time. Take your
time coming back, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the line get better, and I ain't gonna lie, even Raiders is just as bad. Like it's just we're desperate for a left tackle right now. I mean, I miss the days of Taylor Warren, Brad Hopkins, Bruce Matthews, like
Michael Roos.
Michael Roos. Like, bro, like we need a left tackle bad. Bad, bro.
We need to
Like,
retire. We need to retire 71 in Michael Roos's honor.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Billy and Andre Dillard have tainted that number the last 2 seasons.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, it's just
Yes.
yeah, but it was horrible to watch that game. I haven't watched the Titans game that bad in a very long time, and the season is getting bad when the Titans game goes off, and I turn on the afternoon games, and I'm like, okay, let's go Cardinals, let's go Giant. We need y'all to win so we can get better picks. Like, we're not even all the way here yet, and I'm already turned on the afternoon games watching the Giants and the Cardinals, praying that they can win, and of course the Giants can't do shit for us either. But no, bro. The O-line is just so horrible. And I've spoke about this for a while. Like, even if we get Tannehill out of there and we get another quarterback, doesn't matter who we have sitting back there. This O-line cannot block for shit. Nobody's going to be able to succeed in that situation back there. It was... Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off your tape, but I'm sorry. I got to owe Ryan Tannehill an apology, bro. Because, golly, I don't think anybody could be good behind this O-line. This
Nobody
shit is
can.
horrible.
Yeah, nobody.
This shit is horrible. Like,
Bro, so that's what I've been saying for a while, right? Like, this O-line is bad. We got to get that situated. All right, cool, Skoronski's there, but that's young rookie. He's doing about a lot of learning curves, bro. Everybody else on that line has not been doing nothing. Everybody's getting through. Everybody's getting pressure. Sack after sack. Even if it's not sack, it's hurry-ups, it's hits. They're constantly in the face. We can't even go through reads or progressions. Bro, nothing. And Tajay Spears need to start blocking better, too. That motherfucker look like he can't even put hands on nobody, whether it's in the pocket or blocking downfield for another wide receiver or somebody. He just completely missed. So, like, bro, this blocking on this team got to get better, and these DBs got to get off these damn blocks when it comes to screenplays, bro. Screenplays has been destroying us this year.
Yeah,
I do
man. Go ahead.
I agree with that comment. He said Skoronski and Brusky are both solid, but man, I wish we could put score on Skoronski on left tackle. Man, that'd be way better.
Hey, why not? At this point.
Yeah, the thing about that is, I mean, shoot, if you put him at left tackle, who you gonna put inside? Now I know what y'all thinking. Left tackle is the most important position, blah blah blah. But the pressure gets there faster through the middle. So you see how they giving it up on, the outside already. You start plugging them type of guys inside. Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be worse than getting whooped around the corner and then Levis getting hit 2 seconds within the play or whatever, man. And I would, honest to God, truth, I'm ready to get to the off season because this shit got to get fixed. It ain't no fix that's going to help them right now. And if it is, the damn coaches probably ain't even smart enough to pull the shit off. Because I mean, honest to God, true, it's a lot of things that they can do, but they don't do. And one of the things that they doing that I don't fucking understand, why they keep on goddamn dialing up 5 goddamn wide and leaving 5 offensive linemen out there to fucking block. You already know that's gonna be a fucking recipe for disaster, and they just keep on fucking doing it.
Because they're trying to spread them out and get some linebackers out of the box. That's what they're trying to do. It's not working, bro. They've been trying everything. That's why I'm not as hard on the coaching staff as y'all are. A lot of shit ain't succeeding, but sometimes it's not coaching. Like, all right, we've had our things with Tim Kelly this year about offensive play calling, but there is times where they're like, okay, we're going to try to spread out so they can't blitz and come rushes, take some people out the block. We're going to try to run screens. We're going to try to run dial up this. We're going to try to leave the running back here. We're going to try to leave the tight end here. Bro, there was even one game, they was pulling Brewer out of center to go block at left tackle and pull just to try to get some extra time. And that is shit's just ridiculous to think that you have to pull your center to go play left tackle after he hikes the ball. So I don't know. It's like I've been saying about Tannehill. Kind of unfair to evaluate this coaching staff when the players ain't what we need to have, and this O-line is atrocious. It is clearly the worst O-line in the NFL.
My question is why come this offensive line isn't getting better as a season? You know what I'm saying? If you got good coaches and good guys that can teach technique, that can teach these guys to get better, why is the O-line getting worse? Why is it declining, as the season goes?
I think it's the players. Some players just can't get it to understand, or might understand but just can't. Like Dillard to me just looks defeated. I don't see him getting better at all this year. He just, every time he gets on the field, he looks like I'm just trying to do my best. It looks like he has no confidence that he can outwork the man across him ever. And I think that's what it is for a lot of the players on O-line. I don't think that they have the confidence that, even though they know the technique and the skill, that I don't think they have the confidence in their skills. And that's what Vrabel's looking so like defeated at the end. It's like, we've taught them, we've told them, we've broken it down, we try to make it as basic as possible, and these morons still can't get it right out there. You still can't go out and block for us. So I just think it's the players, and overall, I think like what Marako said, we're at the point in the season now, it's self-evaluation. What's going to work and what needs to get out of here.
Yeah, man. Man, Firestone, if you would, man, pull up that graphic, man, because good God, this shit is just fucking ridiculous, man. I looked at this morning when you sent it to me, and I was like, hold on, is that just for yesterday? I said, this shit looks like for a fucking season. God dang. I mean,
Yeah.
the Titans allowed 21 total pressures versus the Bucks. This is just one fucking game. Dylan Radin, 7 pressures allowed, 1 sack, 1 hit, 5 hurries, 2 penalties. Chris Hubbard, 4 pressures allowed, 1 sack, 1 hit, 2 hurries. And here goes the funny one right here. Andre Dillard, 2 pressures allowed, both sacks, 11 pass blocks. And I'm not laughing at his injury. I sincerely hope that, he makes a speedy recovery, but at the same time, too, take your time with this dude. Make sure that he's okay to return to practice. Do not try to rush him back up out there too fast, because if you do, you're putting him in more harm. So prayers out to Andrew Dillard. We hope you recover as fast as possible, but take your time, brother. Andrew Rupchick, 2 pressures, 1 hit, 1 hurry. Brewer, 2 pressures, 2 hits. Skarunsky, 2 pressures, 2 hurries. And Tajay Spears, 2 pressures, 1 hit, 1 hurry. And I mean, shoot, y'all. That's just one fucking game. I mean,
Bruh,
shoot. It seems like they could allowed that or a little bit over throughout the season. And here goes the Titans doing this type of shit.
The part that stands out the most to me is like right there at the bottom, where it's like the Bucks O-line gave 7 pressures total on 34 dropbacks. Titans gave up 21 on 43. Bro, that's a huge gap. That's a huge gap in pressure on a QB. What QB is going to be able to succeed, let alone a rookie quarterback? How's he going to succeed? Thank God Will Levis is at least has the knowledge and the mindset to know, just take the sack rather than turning the ball over and live to play another down. But bro, these hits on him are adding up, and it's not good that he's taking this many hits early on in his career.
Exactly, man. Josh, I'm gonna ask you this right here. They keep talking about, move Skarunsky on to left tackle or whatnot. I mean, say if they did do that, who would we put at left? Who would we put at left guard? I mean, I don't think I want to see anybody else at left guard. But
Hey, at this point, if you do that, you got Skarunsky at left tackle theoretically. Then you would move Dylan Radins theoretically at left guard. You still have Brewer at center, and then you have Brunskill at right tackle, and then you have Hubbard at right tackle. Brunskill at right guard, I meant. Oh, and by the way, how's George Fant working out for Houston right now? I would much rather have him
out there, leading the charge. He putting up historic numbers and beating the Bengals on some late game heroics and all that good shit. So I mean,
because
something's working out for Houston.
We look stupid.
Yeah,
really
Houston
do,
definitely
man.
has a top 10 O-line right now, especially when you got Laramie Tunsil and Font. You got all these other guys, you know what I'm saying? So,
and all George Fant wanted was just to start at right tackle for the rest of the year. And the coaching staff said, no, we want a guy that's versatile.
I don't understand. Like they talking about putting Jalen Duncan at left tackle, and I'm like, man, Skoronsky just can't play left tackle. There's just no way he can play that.
I will believe it when I see it. I don't believe that at all.
Matter of fact, I got something I need to show y'all, and something I really want to talk about because, I mean, I'm not on the whole 5 Vrabel train, but this shit right here is the reason why I had very little defense for Mike Vrabel. So he said today that Andre Dillard is in concussion protocol. Cool. Mike Vrabel says that Dylan Radins didn't play up to the standards at left tackle. Jalen Duncan, an option next week. So you mean to fucking tell me you stand your ass up there and holler out that Dylan Radins didn't play up to a motherfucking standard, but yet we didn't hear you say a damn thing outside. Players got to play better, coach got to coach better when it came to Dillard and also when it came to Daly. I don't know what the fuck is, right. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Mike Vrabel, but it's shit like this that pisses me off about him. If you're gonna call somebody out, goddamn it, call them all out. Don't just be singling out motherfuckers talking about they ain't playing up to a standard. Motherfucker, you act like you don't want to play Dylan Radins, but then you throw him up out there just because you had to, and now he ain't playing up to a standard. I mean, that shit right there is just fucking stupid.
Okay, but let's be honest here, okay? As bad as Daly plays, as bad as Dillard plays, are they hurting us in the way the Radins did last, like the back-to-back penalties of false start in a situation?
Man, it's no different. But no
it is because like I can't.
Trash.
But like to me, as a coach is like that's not focus. So you're not focused on there, and you're making a small shit. Like the biggest thing, even Marako says on here, and Vrabel says, don't do dumb shit that hurts the team. Like okay, if you're just not able to compete with somebody physically, we can try to coach that. But if you're out there constantly getting us flags, back-to-back flags on the same damn thing, I can't outcoach stupidity that happens on the field because you can't focus and a moment's too big for you and you get jitter. Being outplayed, you're the best we got. I can understand that because we just got to go get a better player. But when you're sitting there hurting us like that, I seen why he don't want to put him out there because he's constantly gets his penalties. This ain't the only time. When he's out there, he gets his penalties constantly. But we got to find somebody better at this position. And maybe the practice squad got it. We've been asking for this for a long time. Somebody said there ain't nobody better on the practice squad. So hopefully somebody can come up here and we can see this. But bro, self-inflicting wounds and penalties right there where we was at, that can't happen.
So Josh, RJ, let me ask y'all this right here, man. Is it that? Is it what Firestone just explained? Is it, a situation to where they have to choose the lesser two evils, or does Vrabel actually have a thing against Dylan Radins? Because
yes, he does,
I mean, Firestone, I'm not discrediting what you said. What you said actually makes a whole lot of sense. But at the same time, too, this guy right here, man, he just acts like he doesn't want to play the guy when you got this motherfucker Dillard up over here giving up sex like prostitutes giving up ass on a Friday night, and goddamn Dennis Daly up out here, goddamn it, get whooped and then engaging in stupid shit off the field. So I mean, you talking to me about fucking penalties? I mean, Jesus Christ, I would take them penalties any day versus them motherfucking sacks that Dillard is giving up at a high ass rate.
So you're telling me you would rather take penalties before you can start the play and already be in negative yardage before you can even start the play, rather than start the play and maybe scheme up something to get you a better chance at a play? A penalty already sets you back before you even get to run a play. Before we even get to say hike, you've already fucked us. You've already screwed us.
So basically, what y'all saying is that
Dennis Daly last year, though, there was no intensity on Dennis Daly last year. Not until the Chargers game. Not until the Chargers game did he finally say, "Okay, Daly, you're out. Dylan, you're in." Sucks that Dylan got an ACL injury, but He waited that long. So he had from week 2, I believe, because that's when Lawan went out with against Buffalo. From week 2 to whenever the Chargers game was, that long with Dennis Daly doing the same thing every Sunday, and Vrabel did nothing.
I just starting to see that Vrabel has his favors, man. And I'm starting to see more and more because like Dylan Ray has come out there for one game and give a couple false start penalties and give up probably 2 sacks. Pretty much same thing Dillard been doing. You know what I'm saying? And he getting cussed out and getting called out in the press conference, but he don't say nothing about Dillard. He don't say nothing about Daly.
O'Brien was with Matt Jones yesterday.
I literally watched Daly. I really watched Dillard. My bad, not Daly. Dillard actually fucking false start on a play and then get ran over by Vita Vea. Like, how you false start? How you jump early and still lose? Like, that's like starting early in a track meet and you still get burnt. Like,
so that's where I'm gonna push back a little bit because we kind of give Vrabel a hard time about these things, right? Last year we said, why is it Daly? Why haven't we moved on? Can it truly get worse than Daly? It can't get worse than Daly. And then Dillard showed up, right? It got worse than Daly. Now we're complaining. Why does it take so long to do this and that? Then Redun's come in there and starts doing penalties. Maybe he's been seeing this shit in practice. We don't get to watch practice. Maybe even as bad as like Daly was, he didn't want to get on his ass. We saw it could get worse. As all as Dillard is now this year, we see it can still get worse. So is it truly Vrabel has his favorites? Or are we hopeful and optimistic that these backups are better than what we're seeing, but Vrabel's getting to see in practice that this motherfucker's constantly doing this when we run practice drills. He's constantly jumping early. Maybe they're seeing things we're not being able to see. But last year, what I've learned is that we said it couldn't get worse than Daly, and it could get worse. So maybe Vrabel does know something we don't know.
So let me ask you this, Firestone. Is them penalties getting the quarterback hit at the rate Andre Dillard is getting the quarterback hit?
I don't know, but we'll have to see. But it also is putting your quarterback in a position that's in a bad start position. 1st and 10 and 1st and 15 is 2 different things. 1st and 10 and 1st and 20 is 2 different things. So those penalties do matter because it's shooting yourself in the foot before you even get started. Like, I can deal with, okay, if something's out there getting outworked, we can see at least your technique and then we can try to coach you up and change it on the field. But if you're constantly giving me penalties and you just won't hold until the snap count and watch the ball, I can't out-coach that from you. But I can help try to coach your technique to hopefully outwork the guy across from you, but I can't always outcoach you not jumping earlier or being flat or disciplined and not getting flags.
Okay, so I'm gonna go somewhere with that one right there. So, with what you just said, okay, so this is what I'm getting at. I'm getting at the fact that if they keep on getting Will Levis hit, this man is not gonna make it through this season. And people are legitimately concerned about this man's health. I was concerned about that man's health yesterday because he just kept on just getting hit. And then I was just sitting up there thinking like, man, he finna end up like fucking Tannehill. He finna end up goddamn fucking breaking something or fracturing something. And man, you do not want that right now for a young rookie quarterback, man, because he gets injured and has to stay out for a significant amount of time. I mean, that right there is going to stunt his development. And it's already fucked up enough that he's dealing with a bad offensive line. And goddamn, the only fucking receiver he really just has is DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, him and Kyle Phillips look like they got good chemistry or whatnot. And, you know, all that's fine and good. But we still looking at Kyle Phillips like, motherfucker, you got to stay on this goddamn field. But, man, let's talk about Chig for a second, man. Good God. How bad has Chig been this season?
Yeah, he can't catch, man. He got butterfingers.
It's a completely different player. Like I said this a couple times on the show. From seeing him last year to this year, it's completely different, and I don't understand because we had high hopes for Chig this year and what he was going to perform, how he's going to do, and he just came this year and done a complete 180. And Josh Wiley needs to start, stepping up a little bit more and go ahead and solidify that position because he already has a physique that we want out there. He's 6'6", 6'7", so that's a perfect little body range to have. So let's get you worked up and get you in there because Chig is clearly about to lose his job if he keeps on dropping these balls and playing the way he's been playing.
Yeah, I say this is what I'm gonna say though, man. He's in my doghouse right next to Traylon Burks. I mean, they both in my doghouse, man. At this point, like he in there with Vrabel as well. Vrabel right is sitting right in front of him. But yeah, man, I just right now, man, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Chig. I had a lot of high hopes for him. I hope he gets better. I hope he figures it out. But right now, I'm just like, yeah, might need to find a tight end.
Right.
I think once we get an offensive line back, everything else will start looking better under Vrabel. But, bro, there's just nothing you can do from an offensive standpoint when you don't have an offensive line, no matter how good of star players you have around you.
So, Josh, talk about Chig a little bit, man. Is it, is it just that bad, or is he going through, his growing pains as a tight end?
I mean, I tell you what, like when we were going through the notions of is it Malik or Will for quarterback 2 in the preseason, never would I have thought that when Malik threw a dime to Chig against the Vikings and he drops the breath that is given to him perfectly, never would I have thought that would have been an indication of what was to come. And that's what we're seeing. So I don't know what it is. And to go back to the offensive line, we fired our O-line coach. And who did we get to replace? Did we get Mike Munchak? I would love to have Mike Munchak back on our staff teaching technique because he's a great O-line coach when he was with us and when he was with Pittsburgh and Denver. Did we do that? Or did we get someone like him? No, we hired in-house. We hired Keith Carter's assistant. So to say our O-line is going to be improving is the definition of insanity. You got in-house hires. But yeah, Josh Wiley, I mean, maybe he can be something for us. Maybe Chig, maybe he could be something in the right scheme. But I tell you what, like when you have Derrick Henry on your team, it is a blessing and a curse to have because you have a behemoth of a generational talent behind there that you need to hand him. You have to feed him. But there has to be a perfect dichotomy of him being a decoy and him being the priority of the game. He cannot be the focus 100% of the game. We are too predictable on offense. Tampa Bay proved that. My mom flew into town because of my sickness. I can't tell you how many times we said on the TV, Henry's getting the ball right now. Henry's going to get the ball right now, and he is behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. His longest yard ran, I think, was 8 or 9 on the whole day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't run for a lot. I mean, it was bad.
But yeah, for Chig, for Traylon, oh my God, last year's draft class is not looking good. Like, no one's showing up. Nobody's a no-show. Traylon, take away Traylon's 70-yard catch against the Chargers. Not only will we have one less win, but he has like 120 some odd yards receiving. Do the math. Minus 70 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
You know, Tajay Spears has more receiving yards than Traylon Burks.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry has just as many.
Hey man, I'm just telling you, man. I think we got a good GM right now because every single person that stepped up this year been some type of Rand Carthon player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think that's the thing too, is like we're still trying to change over from what John Robinson put together on this team too. Like there's still a lot of talent. Like we even ourselves have favorites on. We're like, why we want this? We want them to be good. Then they come on the field and it's just not to tier that we need them to perform. So it's going to be a whole little flip this offseason. I hope with the money we have, Cap, Rand's been here a full year to fully evaluate people himself, how he wants to evaluate the team, seeing what you might see that's in the free agency, what you're going to see that's actually in the draft. You actually got all that shit to actually set into. I expect to see this team turn over and see Rand do a bunch of things and actually get some players in here that know how to play football and know how to compete.
You seem like the most optimistic person that you think Vrabel is going to keep the same guys on staff and expect a different result.
Well, no, this is my thing with Vrabel, and I don't think a lot of people see either. I think Vrabel and on his hires is hindered a little bit because normally in the coaching and the head coaching job, you've worked your way through the coaching tree and through the coaching ranks. Vrabel was just a player, coached in college a little bit, coached 2 years at Texans, and then became a head coach. So I just don't think he has enough people around him that was coaches that he knows how to put a coaching tree around him because he's still new to this. And then when he does reach out to certain people, I don't think they maybe respect the route that he's had as a coach just yet. So they don't want to come work for somebody that they feel that they've outworked for and been to coaching in a position longer. You know, I think that there's times where people don't want to come just work for Vrabel, and just because he don't have those connections built just yet that some of these other teams have, like the Andy Reid tree, the Sean McDermott tree, the Sean McVay tree. I mean, they've all been worked each other since they was under Andy Reid way back in Philly, and like, you know, they've had buddies like that they've worked another. Vrabel don't have that aspect as a coach. He has that aspect as a player, but not as a coach.
Outside of Arthur Smith, can you agree that all of these in-house hirings have not been good on Vrabel?
Oh,
because
yeah.
your last guest that you had, I think a few weeks ago, MJ from Sports Fan Entertainment, he pitched to me that Vrabel. I mean, this was his thought when I had him on my show, that his stint with Matt LaFleur at the behestance of John Robinson to bring in as offensive coordinator scarred Vrabel that much that he will never go for an outside hire ever again. And thus we see these in-house hirings. Do you think there's something to that?
I don't know, but what I was thinking about is Mike Vrabel has said that he, likes to, how can I put this, develop head coaches or develop coaches or whatnot. And, that's where the whole in-house thing is coming from. But, bro, who has he developed? I mean,
nobody.
honest to God truth, what knowledge does he have to develop a coach that could go on and be a head coach? Does he have some type of prolific defense? No. I mean, we saw what he did in Houston, and we saw what he did in the AFC Championship game when he took the play calling away from Dean Pease. I mean, it looked like a complete shit show. It looked like fucking Shane Bowen. I mean, that's who he's developing right now, Shane Bowen. I mean, you see all the shit going on with the miscommunications or whatnot, people being out of position and people can't fucking tackle and shit. I mean, that right there, I mean, it's all Vrabel. On the offensive side, you know damn well he ain't got no type of knowledge or some kind of offensive scheme to pass along to other coaches that they can take to another organization and, pass it on down. He ain't fucking Shanahan, goddammit. That's what I'm really trying to say. This motherfucker is not Shanahan, so why in the fuck is he so hell-bent on staying in house and developing foolishness? Because that's all it is foolishness.
But that's kind of my point, though. Like, just like what you said right there, you don't think other coaches in the league think that same way? And when Vrabel calls her, like, yeah, we'll come and interview there for practice for interview, but I'm not coming if you offer me a job. Like, do you really think these other coaches that we as fans might want to come here, like, go outside? Do you really think it's Vrabel saying, I don't want that guy? Or do you think it's potentially these other guys going, I don't want to go work for Tennessee? Like, what stigma do we really have as a franchise in totality that makes people want to come work here? Do we have a hard problem bringing every?
Where's the head dog?
But Vrabel's only been a head coach for what, 5 years, coached for 2 years. So yeah, some people that's been out here coaching 10, 15, 20 years might not want to come coach under a guy that's only been a head coach for 5 years. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so is that really the stigma? Is Vrabel just sticking in-house, or is Vrabel forced to stick into house because he don't have a coaching tree background like he does as a player?
It's up to him as a head coach to go out there and find the right guy, and also not be hell-bent on controlling the offense. Be the head coach that you are and facilitate the team like a good CEO, like you're supposed to, because you're horrible as a defensive coordinator in Houston. You're horrible as a defensive play caller in 2020, the AFC Championship game. You're horrible at picking offensive coordinators that you prefer. You need to bring someone in here that's not Tim Kelly, Todd Dowling. If Arthur Smith gets fired, like if he gets rehired here, I'm not gonna bat an eye. I wouldn't care, but I don't want retreads. So if Vrabel is still our head coach, and we're still looking for another offensive coordinator, it will never happen. But this is what he needs to do. He said, "Hey, this is your offense. This is your domain. Take us to the next level."
Nah,
Control.
I just don't think. Look, I mean, this is just my opinion, though. I just don't think Vrabel's the guy, man. I mean, I liked him.
I agree.
I like him. You
know
what I'm saying? When he was here, I like him. I liked him, and I think that he brought us to a place that we ain't been to in a long time. But bro, like this he's 30-13, bro. That's not. You're not. I just don't think you're gonna survive it. And people keep saying, "Oh, it's the talent. It's the J-Rob drafted bad player." Why aren't these players getting better?
Because some don't.
Ain't getting better.
Bro, you know you can't coach every player. We know this. You know
we don't, bro. This team don't even look disciplined, bro. Like, I mean, he's supposed to be the man of discipline.
That starts with the head coach.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, you gotta blame the head coach, bro. Like, it just, and then it's like the way the league set up now. Like, it's just hard to have a defensive minded coach and win a Super Bowl, man. It's just so hard because it needs a good offensive coordinator. They're gonna get to become a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
we're in a bad situation.
Let me say this real quick. Okay, you just brought up Firestone that Mike Vrabel can't coach everybody. You know, some players just all out suck. Some players just don't have it, which is true. But
which seems to be a repetition with J-Rob picks too, by the way. That does seem to be the consistency with J-Rob picks, that people just don't have motivation to play.
What about the Rand Carthon?
Okay, it froze up. On me a little bit.
We're still seeing those. I mean, it's still only halfway through a year, you know? Like, we at least got to give them a full season to fully see. And I mean, and J-Rob's been here, 4 or 5 years, already had picks, and it don't seem, what picks has he had outside of Byard and Henry that was good?
All right, but what I was saying was, I'm thinking about this team up north. I think they in Pennsylvania, black and yellow or whatever. I mean, they go through, you know, some of the same foolishness that the Titans go through. I mean, they win ugly hell. The damn defense is at the bottom of the league. The fucking offense is at the bottom of the league. God damn it, they keep on hiring these offensive coordinators that god dang it can't get the offense going to save their fucking lives. That the old line may not be as bad as the Titans, but it's definitely a problem. Inconsistent quarterback play, all of this. But these motherfuckers is sitting up over here 6-3 or whatever the fuck their record is, and they do this just about exactly. They do this just about every fucking year. The Steelers always goddamn getting their ass in, giving themselves a chance each and every fucking year, and they all come out to fucking play every single Sunday. That's
you know
my
why?
thing about Mike Vrabel. Hold on, that's my thing about Mike Vrabel. Is okay. You see Mike Tomlin up there going through all of that, but yet his players come out to fucking play. Meanwhile, in Tennessee, your players is like, goddamn it, they don't want to fucking even deal with you today. I mean, did y'all see how Henry was looking at his ass yesterday on the sideline when he walked by? The motherfucker was sitting out and just he like just
Man, I'm
staring
telling you,
down
bro.
as he was walking past and shit. And then you see you hear all the little slick comments that's being thrown out there by some individuals or whatnot. Prime example, Rashard Weaver yesterday before the game. LOL. When I saw that, I already knew what time it was. I said, they done ruled this motherfucker inactive. So you mean to tell me with a coach like Mike Tomlin, I mean, he has to rule players inactive too that, may want to be out there, but, he just have to put. You think those players are tweeting out some motherfucking LOL or some shit? No.
All right,
Well, they
so
did that Antonio Brown doing that for so many years, man.
okay,
Yeah,
so now this is my rebuttal to that. Okay, because you're comparing to Steelers. There's a reason why Mike Tomlin can do that. Okay, for one, Steelers have history. Steelers have 7 Super Bowl trophies in the locker room that you can see, hey, this is what you're playing for. Steelers have had people, or 6, thank you. So, Steelers have had people like Ryan Clark, Troy Polamalu, Mean Joe Green, Big Ben, Jerome Bettis that played with the franchise and his history with the franchise that they took care of their players and stayed there. Tennessee don't have those stigmas. That's the thing I be trying to say about us as Titans. We want to have the stigma of these legendary teams, but as everybody else in the NFL, we're the 1-yarders. That's what we are. We don't have this stigma of doing anything, accomplishing anything in the league, having any legendary status, having a Super Bowl trophy back there that can say, see that? That's what we've been fighting for. Don't you want one like that? But we don't have that stigma that some of these other teams have. We're trying to push for that. Nashville is still a young team, 25 years, that a lot of people don't think is a market to even come here and play. It's not players' top markets to even come here to even think that it's really popping until this D-Hop shit. So, like, we don't have things some of these other teams have that can suck and then bring in somebody like Ryan Clark or Troy Polamalu to go actually talk to the locker room about how this is family and how this is a unit and this legacy. We don't have that. That shit sparks motivation and helps a coach out that got some players that need a kick in their ass. We don't have people to give that talk.
Tennessee do got people to give that talk. I mean, every team's got legends. I mean, some been around, longer than others, but I mean, they most definitely got people around that come in and talk, and do all the hoorah. Yeah, they do all the hoorah shit. But at the same time,
Eddie George gave that pep talk famously to Derrick Henry in 2017 or 18.
Yeah,
right, but it's still the stigma.
Roos or someone in our left tackle history needs to come in here and smack whoever is our left tackle's rear end.
Hey, you got one down the street. God damn it, L. Taylor fucking Lewan.
But my point is, like, those were Steelers players that played Steelers, retired Steelers. Okay, Eddie George didn't retire a Titan. We shipped him off. Like, that's the thing that the stigma has. Thank you, but that's about the only one we have. You know what I'm saying? Michael Roos is like
pretty much retired a Titan.
But that's the thing. It's like we don't.
Bruce Matthews still around. Ain't freaking Brad Hopkins still around. Ain't Lewan still around. Like, you telling me that we ain't got no left tackle that come on? Roos,
Villanova. Come on.
But Roos would be one of them. But like I said, again, we can list some of these other teams that's had history that's been around since the earlier days. Like, we're a younger team. We don't have that to lean on for certain coaches that can lean on, like Mike Tomlin can with the history and the legacy of the Steelers, who's only had, 3 head coaches in the past how many years?
Total.
Total. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's different when you have history and you can point to some accolades that your franchise has done over the decades, not just what we've done these couple of years. Like, it's different when you can have that talk and say, hey, you see that over there? We can go get one of those. These franchises are known to do that. We don't have that extra lift like some of these other franchises do to talk and motivate people.
I mean, yeah, you can say that. But at the same time, I'm gonna point to an organization that's got them same amount of championships, and they act like they done tune they coach out too. The fucking Patriots. I mean, that way of coaching. I mean, I understand it, but at the same time, though, these are grown fucking men you dealing with. They see right through this shit, and at some fucking point, they gonna get tired of all that old bullshit. And honest to God truth, I don't want to discredit Belichick, but we know what kept Belichick there all that time.
Oh,
Having
yeah.
a great quarterback. Having a great quarterback keeps a lot of people around longer than what they should. You win a Super Bowl, shit, that keeps you around a long ass time too. Hell, my case in point, the foolishness going on in Indy with their fucking defense and what's the guy's name? Greg, whatever the fuck he is, Legion and Boom guy, whatever, man.
What's his
I think
name?
it,
Who got his
yeah,
name?
I'll think of his name in a
Gus
second,
Bradley.
man. Yeah, Gus Bradley. That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gus Bradley. So I mean, he got, you know what I'm saying, all this going on in Indy. And you know, I mean, I'm just saying, dude. I mean, Mike Vrabel, dude, he can't continue doing that same ass shit with nothing to back it up. Kind of like what you said.
Yeah. It's like I said, that's why I think this year, like these past 2 years, like RJ says, has been on him. But I think last year, like Miss Amy felt bad because all right, AJ was gone, and then this year we come through here. I think everybody's kind of understand that the talent ain't as good as we thought our talent was on this roster. Next year, Vrabel's gonna be on the hot seat. Like he's not gonna get fired this offseason.
3-13. Come on.
I don't think so. I don't think so
Nah, I
because
don't
she
think
had.
he
I
making
don't.
it, bro.
Nah.
I just got a feeling, bro.
Now,
They
next
gonna
season.
He better be. I mean,
Now-
probably not, but he better be.
If by next season he is not at least 500 by bye week, he's probably going to be fired.
When's that
But
bye
the-
week? We don't know when the bye week is.
well, correct, but we always have early bye weeks, so that's what I'm kind of expecting it to be. But no, well, at least early on in the season, if he's ain't five, at 500, they're gonna let him go. But I think Miss Amy feels a little bit bad about the AJ not listening to him, not listening to him about how J. Rob was doing things, so she's giving him a little bit of slack and at least one full year for Rand to put some people around you, be like, hey, Vrabel, now there's no excuses. I need you to coach. You ain't coach. You're not doing your end. Now it's time for us to move on with you as well. But I think she's gonna give him 1 year and not even maybe a full year, but this offseason and next year you better come out playing good and this team better be turned around because you're on a short leash.
Man, I'm gonna keep this shit 100 with y'all. I'm gonna keep this shit a whole 100 with y'all. I only got us winning one game after this.
Panthers.
The rest of the way, I'm looking at our schedule, man. There's no way we're beating the Texans or the Jags. I'm sorry. The Seahawks, we're not gonna beat them. The Dolphins, we definitely not beating the damn Dolphins. The Colts, I mean, we might get the Colts or the Panthers. Like that's where I'm at with this team. And I don't even think the Colts are a good team. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just, bro, a 4-win season. Are you really think he gonna make it through that? Like.
Bro, when you see how bad some of the players are being and you start actually evaluating it a little bit, yeah, because you should have let, like, the J-Rob situation should have been handled differently. Like, AJ shouldn't have been traded from the jump. Like,
Yeah,
Amy should have went and looked in those records rather than taking J-Rob's word that, hey, AJ turned down our offer, now we got to trade him. No, go look in the archive and see what actually J-Rob offered him because it was bullshit. Then you say, no, we're not going to trade him. Hey, J-Rob, you're about to be gone because you're fired. And then our team is salvageable. But, like, that moment, like, has been us trying to get back to, not even just as AJ, but as players playing even better after that. Like, ever since AJ has been gone and that trade happened and then the fire of J-Rob, bro, our team has just been crumbled since those two things have happened.
Yeah, man, Josh. I pretty much know how you feel about the situation, but I'm gonna get you to talk about it a little bit more, man. Mike Vrabel, dude. I mean, are they going? I'm gonna ask you two questions. One, are they gonna step to him after this year and ask him to make changes within that coaching staff? And two, what's going to happen if he doesn't make those changes?
If he does not, I am waiting that phone call from New England. Wherever the area code is, I'm waiting for that phone call to ring. And I know we are not going to flat out get 2 top 10 picks with the Patriots because they're going to have a top 10 pick ultimately. Realistically, in a trade for Mike Vrabel, because the Patriots so badly want him, and Robert Kraft was having a love fest with Vrabel during our bye week, during the Hall of Fame celebrations in New England. Oh, by the way, how happy was Vrabel during all that? And then he comes back versus the Falcons, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not happy being here.
Don't
All right.
take this for granted.
yeah.
It's not like this everywhere.
Yeah. So realistically, if the Patriots have a higher draft pick than we do, that's going to be one of the things that's going to be a realistic thing where we swap first round picks and then we get a second or third and both of them, and then a first next year for Mike Vrabel. That's ultimately going to be the trade deal for Mike Vrabel with the Patriots. Now, back to your first question. Should he be firing all of his buddies? Yes, he should. Yes, he should, but he won't.
He's not going to do it.
It should be the Mike Mularkey ultimatum. What happened with Mike Mularkey after the loss to the Patriots? He was asked, fire Terry Robisky, and I don't know if Dick LaBelle was part of this as well, but I know Terry Robisky was. Fire Terry Robisky, or you can take your walking papers. And Mularkey said, I like my guy, and rest is history. So Vrabel, we hired Vrabel at a time when we needed him the most. Yes, we hired him coming off of the Patriots loss, and man, we hired him coming off a Patriots loss. And what was the ultimatum between Vrabel and John Robinson when we were developing the roster in 2018? Beat the Patriots. What happens in 2019 and in 2018, actually? We beat the Patriots. We achieved our goal. This roster can beat the Patriots. The problem is the evolution of this head coaching that cannot get past the modern teams like Kansas City, Miami, Detroit now, for crying out loud. Detroit for crying.
I love the offensive coordinator being our head coach.
That's the biggest surprise. Yes, Ben Johnson. That's my guy. That's the first name I want as a head coach candidate. So we have to adjust with the times. We are not. And this is one of the frustrating things being a Titan fan. And I was talking to it with a couple of my buddies yesterday who were checking in on me. And they basically saying, hey, just root and protest. You can be a fan of root and protest, but you still love your team, but you know your team sucks. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, unfortunately, Vrabel is probably going to get one more stint of this, and it's going to be too late because you waste another year of Will Levis development that you could have had at the start of this fresh offseason with a brand new offensive-minded head coach. He brings in his guys. We have $100 million in cap space. You use that on the overhaul the whole O-line, essentially. Only Brunskill and Skoronski come back. And then you either draft the left tackle from Notre Dame, or you get or you fill down free agency. But you have a great opportunity for years of offensive dominance if you have an offensive-minded head coach coming in that can take our offense to places that will be franchise best for us, but it's commonplace in the NFL. It's commonplace. It will be franchise record-setting for us, but it's commonplace in the NFL if we can do on offense what everyone else can do.
And so, that's my biggest thing too, man. Man, look, man, I'm not on this whole fire Vrabel train, like I said, but at the same time, and I know some of y'all thinking this motherfucker know damn well he wants Mike Vrabel fired. No, I don't. But man, look, if that's the decision, I'm all for it. But just like you said, Josh, we can't be wasting time with Will Levis. He ain't got that 5th-year option. He's second round pick. We ain't got that. So if they gonna get Vrabel up out of here, if they even thinking about getting Vrabel up out of here, it makes the most sense to do it this year than to put it off another year. Because I mean, can y'all honestly imagine us losing out for the rest of the year, and they said that Mike Vrabel is coming back. Vrabel is our coach. Blah blah blah. Man, could you imagine the fan reaction throughout the year, throughout the off season? I mean, it would be people left and right talking about, I'm selling my season tickets. I'm not renewing my season tickets. I'm not watching the Titans ever again until Mike Vrabel is fired. I mean, good God alive. I could only imagine what that would look like.
But see, I got to push back on these because y'all keep always like offensive coordinator minds. Who's that guy that was just in Las Vegas that just got fired? Wasn't he an offensive minded guy? Who's that guy in Denver last year? Okay, no, but y'all right? But okay, but Denver's coach last year, wasn't he an offensive minded guy? Like just because they're offensive minded guy don't mean they're going to work either, bro. I just think that we're going to look at this moment and it's going to be pivotal because just how everybody talked this shit about Tannehill, then we put another quarterback back there behind the line and everybody's like, maybe our line is as bad as everybody's been saying. We're going to get rid of Vrabel. We're going to bring in another coach that can't do shit. And then everybody's going to be like, man, maybe we owe Vrabel an apology because the team was that ass. And sometimes those players are that. Like, there's still things he needs to fix, offensive coordinators. But I don't think he's buddy system. I just think he has to do a better job of getting other people that he don't know to want to come be a part of what he's moving here. That is on him. But I don't think he's like, oh, I'm hiring my buddy because I want my buddy. I don't think those other people are wanting to come coach for him. But at the end of the day, that's on Vrabel to sell that position to those people too, so he's failing at that. But bro, we've seen that every coach has some down point. I just don't. I see one more year, but I don't see another coach that I would want as a head coach right now that has even shown me that has a possibility that they would have interest in coming here.
Can you say to me what attribute is for Mike Vrabel being our head coach?
What's strength and toughness.
Thing?
Strength and toughness.
What did we display on Sunday?
Yeah, so not that.
Pathetic.
Exactly. No, I'm saying.
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. But but like I said, he
defensive minded head coach.
But he can only he's coaching. But he's coaching, right? He's not. We clearly seen he ain't had the players to come around or the control of the players to stick around or play neither. So you're getting with what John Robin.
No.
So
you will not get away with that. You will not get away with that.
With what?
What was the one word that we heard all off season when we hired Rand Carthon from San Francisco? This is a collaboration between head coach and general manager. Whatever the general manager is doing in Rand Carthon, Mike Vrabel is saying approved.
Right, but do you think what we had coming in this season with the little cap space we had, no trade value, none of that shit we had, this ain't really a Rand Carthon Vrabel collaboration yet. He's still dealing with a season of
$18 million.
Bro, dude, he came in here with what, $3 million in cap space and bullshit ass picks. Like now we got some cap space, so now we want to talk that.
And then we got cap space. And then you could have more if you got rid of Tannehill before June 1st. You could have had more after June 1st. $27 million.
I don't think
I have a sore throat, man, and you're giving me on fire right now. Come on.
No, because I still don't feel like we should have Will Levis behind this line. That's going to do detriment to him.
I agree. I totally agree.
I don't feel like Tannehill should have been traded.
That's one of the things that I defended Malik Willis on all last year and into this year. This offensive line, no matter who is the quarterback, it's going to struggle. Put Patrick Mahomes in his rookie year. He's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be looking like a rookie quarterback from Texas Tech or wherever Texas school he came from. No matter who it is. That was one of the things that I was vehemently trying to defend Malik on all offseason is that, hey, he may not be the guy, he may be the guy, but this O-line is not the line to evaluate him on. No one is in a win-win situation with this O-line, so you had to use this year as an evaluation year, scrap everything. You should have gotten rid of Tannehill in the offseason. You should have traded away Derrick Henry in the offseason and sold high. Same with Kevin Byard. And then how much cap space do you got? You could have invested in your O-line early this offseason instead of waiting in a whole nother year of 2023, essentially 2022 on repeat, and saying, hey, we can win the division. Hey, we can contend for the championship. We can win games. Yeah. No, that is not the reality, and I never bought into it this offseason. Never did.
Why you looking like a disappointed uncle or something?
No, because that's not the way to go. We just sat here and said Tannehill needs to start behind this line, not Will Levis, but then advocate that Tannehill should have been traded before the line. Like we all just came to an agreement that like
evaluation year on your whole team. If you're gonna go 3-14 this year, or 4-13, whatever the record is, 17 games. If you're only going to win 7, if you're only going to win 3 or 4 games this year, with trying to be competitive, what difference is that compared to scrapping the whole team and starting the rebuild this year?
That is you getting your young QB injured and done before he can even start. That's what it does.
You still give him time to grow.
Not if he goes out there.
Say, hey, Malik, you're not the guy. Okay, Will, do you show signs? Okay, if you do, we have a quarterback we can build around. If not, we're picking high for a deep quarterback class.
Okay, but like if he goes out here and
I think Will's the guy. He showed it in the Atlanta game, and honestly, oh my god,
yeah. But if he sits there and sits behind this line and constantly gets hit and then he gets hurt, we're going to be right back at the same thing. We should have had Tannehill in. We should have played. Like, you can't please Titans fans. Y'all, we always want to sit here and be like, well, we should have done this. Now we should have done that. We should have done... Not realizing, like, in the moment, in the best moment right now is not starting Will Levis or Malik Willis this year at all. But we're in a situation where we're at now. But Will Levis is getting hammered. And at some point, that dude's going to take a hit and he's going to be either his ankles or his ribs is going to be hurt because he's constantly throwing as they come through, and they're going to get him. And then what? We're going to have an injured rookie QB in the early stages of his career trying now to bounce back off of an injury, to also on top of developing. Like, it's just going to, like, it's not safe to have that guy behind that O-line right now. We should have gotten an O-line, then set one of these dudes behind there.
You want to know how you solve that issue with Will Levis? Call plays, get him out the pocket. Call rollout plays with him.
How you going to call rollout plays? The tackles are getting beat. Tackles are getting beat. How you going to roll out? You going to roll out right to the sack.
Rollouts. Get him away from the tackles, man. Yeah. Try those plays at least first.
See how our tackles do? Dillard backs up. You roll out right into a sack. By the time you roll out, you're going to say, hi, Mr. Defender. He's going to be right there on the rollout. Like, these tackles aren't getting beat by, like, inside moves. They're usually ducking under shoulder and bending the corner on them. So you can't roll out when they're ducking and bending corners on you, and they've already contained that outside leverage. So, they got to get them out the pocket some way, but we can't always roll out when both our bookends can't hold a damn edge whatsoever.
Now,
like, that is the solution.
I will say this, Tampa Bay was using some delayed blitzes yesterday on that play action shit. I mean, they wasn't biting on that. They really wasn't even worried about Derrick Henry. Their pursuit was to Will Levis. I mean, the way they were rushing, they were like, man, we'll catch Derrick Henry in traffic, but we getting to Levis.
He needs to start figuring out when to use his legs too. I know he's still like learning. It's only like a couple games in and he'll figure that out, but we need you to start figuring out using your legs a little bit more now. We don't want you to get overusing of your legs, but we need that switch to figure out, all right, this play's done. Go get 3 or 4 yards and not get a sack too.
I agree with that. There's a couple times, man, where he sit in the pocket too long and the pocket collapse. Like, I'm like, bro, your offensive line ain't good, bro. You got to move.
You got to go.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to go, bro. But them first 2 reads ain't no, but you got to take off, bro. You don't have an offensive line look at 3 reads. Like,
so
no.
Do y'all think that and shout out to Patricia too. She asked me this question earlier, but do y'all think he's really allowed to run like that, or is it a thing to where he just trusts himself more with his arm to sit there in the pocket and make a play?
I think it's a combination of both. Because we saw last year in the preseason, Malik scamper for 20 plus yards for a first down, and Vrabel said, "Nope, come out. I don't want you to run." And it's a combination where we know Will Levis is a gunslinger, and there were some dropped interceptions yesterday. Interceptions. It could have been worse.
Yes.
It could have been worse for Will Levis.
I think I counted like 3 my damn self.
Yeah, I counted 5. That could have been.
So I don't say like maybe Vrabel's like don't run, but I think Vrabel tells him, hey, protect yourself, don't put yourself in harm's way. But also I think there is too. Remember, he was hurt in preseason too. What was thigh, ankle, something like that too. So is that still like mentally harming him to not trust it running? I don't know what that is too. But I don't think Vrabel's like absolutely don't run. But I do think Vrabel's just saying like things like, hey, don't put yourself in harm's way, don't put yourself in danger, don't go take unnecessary hits, shit like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, It's pretty ridiculous what we're going through right now. And honest to God, true. I
Yeah,
do
like
not like having these type
he's
of
still getting the ball out. Yeah. He's still
yeah,
getting the
I
ball
do
out.
not like having these type of conversations, man, because everybody that knows me know I don't do that dadgum losing shit. I'm not embracing no motherfucking tank or any of that stupid shit. I'm not, sitting up over here all get it, thinking about drafting this motherfucker and drafting this motherfucker. Nah, I'm not sitting up there thinking about that. I'm legitimately pissed about my team being this fucking bad, but it is what it fucking is. They gonna get a high ass draft pick. So man, Josh, I'm gonna throw it with you, man. With that draft pick, man, say they end up with and I don't think this shit is gonna happen. Honest to God, truth, I see the Titans ended up with the number 7th or number 8th overall pick or some shit like that. I mean, I don't see them, being bad enough as the bad teams up out there. But man, Josh, say they end up with the 7th or 8th overall pick, man. Who would you want them to draft?
Right now, we are actually slated to draft 8. Right now, I don't know what the stats on the Monday Night Football game is. So let me look that up right now. Broncos.
I'm looking at it right now. It's 3-0 Broncos.
So yeah, I believe if the Broncos lose, we are definitely picking 8.
Yeah.
So right now we are slated at 8, and you got that scout of a left tackle coming out of Notre Dame, who looks really good. And the way these top-heavy teams right now in the draft, they're going to be wanting quarterbacks. Now, if Kyler Murray can now get on a string of wins for the Cardinals, that's going to get him out of the picture for them in this top 10 probably. So then you're looking at the Giants. Then you're looking at the Patriots. Then you're looking at let me pull this up.
You got the Bears. They got
Got 2 picks. Yes,
They gonna have 2
right
high
there.
ass picks because they got their pick in which they suck. Then they got Carolina pick with hell. That motherfucker may end up being the first overall pick.
All
Again.
right, so but right now, as we stand, it's
Oh,
looking
shit.
like. All right, so right now the Bears have the number 1 overall pick, and Giants 2, Cardinals they may not be 3 for long, Patriots 4, Bears 5, Packers they're 6,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rams 7, and then there we are at 8.
William.
So
Bro, that's what I said. Like, we talk about offensive minded coaches, but look how many offensive minded coaches was just named right there, bro.
Yeah.
So what do I want this offseason? I want us to spend money on proven O-linemen. And then maybe draft your future stud at left tackle. And let that be the end of that once and for all, hopefully. Once and for all.
Does it worry you any having 2 young guys on the same side of the offensive line? Like with Skronsky and a left tackle?
Skronsky's a stud. I have no worries with him at left guard. No worries whatsoever.
I ain't seen a stud yet from Skronsky, bro. I haven't seen it yet.
That's a horrible teammate of a left tackle.
Touche. I'll give you that. Because he's having to learn his job and trying to overhelp compensate Dillard, and you shouldn't be a rookie trying to help the guy to the next to you on the offensive line. That shouldn't be the.
Hey, man, I don't mean to interrupt y'all, but man, this dude right here trying to get Mike Vrabel killed and sent to jail. Because good damn well.
Or you can
Get his
go the
ass
route.
out there, get his ass whooped. He's not gonna take lightly to that. And Mike Vrabel's gonna end up getting in somebody's face. And before you know it, he gonna fuck around and get suspended, get a fine, and all that old shit, man. Good God.
I'd much rather us because it's looking like the Bears are going to draft a quarterback and then they're going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. probably. That's what's looking like. The Patriots are going to get a quarterback. The Giants are definitely getting a quarterback, and I lament that ever since they signed Daniel Jones. I'm like, for their sake, they better have an out on that contract. For their own sake, they better have an out. So, Packers, they're not getting away from Jordan Love anytime soon. Rams, you still got Sam Stafford. So, I mean, Sam
They might
Bradford.
need a quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, no, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Yep.
Might be in line for a quarterback.
And then, and so Rams are going to be looking for an offensive tackle. Yeah, Joel Alt is his name. If we land Joel Alt, we're set. We're set at left tackle for 10 years. We're set left tackle for 10 years. Or you can do what the Cincinnati Bengals did and say, hey, we're going to get our O-lineman in free agency. And, well, here's a gift for you. Here's Malik Neighbors from LSU. Or if for some reason Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to your lap, here you go. Here's Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, do the Joe Burrow, like Jamar Chase situation there. I mean, there's many ways you can go, but O-line has to be the top thing to do. You have to do O-line. It's no argument there. There's no argument about getting the O-lineman first, and then right after that, you have to get that set because then you can truly evaluate who you got at quarterback, no matter who it is, and then work your way from there.
Yeah, I'll say go offensive line, but I also say in the second round we need to go either at the corner or wide receiver because this wide receiver class is fucking bad. Like, there's gonna be a first round wide receiver in the second round. I'm just gonna let y'all know that now. Like I'm looking at a couple of them, man, and I'm like, man, we could wait on wide receiver. If we don't get Marvin Harrison, that's fine. But if we there's a lot of good receivers in this draft, man. That could be a number 2 on this team. So
Bro, I'm with y'all. Like, we got to address this O-line first. Like, that has to be first. But, man, I'm so sick and tired of getting offensive linemen in the first round. I want us to go get a playmaker, bro. But I understand it's what we need. I got y'all.
rounds, though.
But not all the time, bro. Like, you can get some people that shows up and make plays, but you're not getting Jamar Chases in the second round and AJ Browns. Like, we lucked out doing that, okay? That doesn't happen, but bro, we need a playmaker at DB, or we need a playmaker at wide receiver this year, and more so DB than wide receiver, because we are getting cooked constantly on pass protection or on pass plays, and we gotta get somebody that can at least shut down one side of the field. We got to.
Yeah, man. Honest to God, truth, I'm pretty much with RJ. I mean, if Marvin Harrison Jr. just so happens to be around, I mean, of course,
That's gonna be tempting. Yeah, it will be tempting.
Getting cheated by D-Hop too? Oof.
Yeah. Honest to God, truth, I just thought about it while y'all was talking. If he came within reach of the Titans, I mean, would you trade up to snatch him?
No.
We have
picks already.
It sounds interesting. And if we wasn't in such the predicament that we were in, I would say, hell yeah, god dang it. Honest to God truth, if we wasn't in this situation that we were in right now, I would say, man, fuck all them draft picks, god dang it. Put something together, go get your guy, god damn it. Let's go compete for a damn Super Bowl. But at this point, man, I think you roll with, the best left tackle that's up out there, which may be Joe Alt. If he's around, you snatch him. Second round, like RJ said, I mean, there's going to be some wide receivers out there, most definitely. First round talent will be in the second round. So I say wide receiver there. My dream situation, honest to God, true. I wish we could goddamn get this offensive line shit together in free agency, which in some parts of it we can, but my dream situation, get all of it addressed in free agency, go into the draft and draft nothing but skill position players. Motherfuckers that can make plays like Firestone said. Motherfuckers that are big and fast. I mean, that's one thing about the Titans. They are always amongst the slowest teams in the league. And that's part of the reason they can't keep up with some of these teams, because they're either too small, like you seen yesterday. Fucking Roger McQuarrie is, he made some good plays out there. He got an interception, but
he ain't guarding no Mike Evans, bro.
Man, look here, thank you. That's what
He's
I'm
still
saying.
he's just
Like that right
he just
there.
ain't got the reach. He might even be on them, but then he'll always be like a hand length reach away from actually being able to make a play on the ball. He's just too small.
They need to just stop
Either
putting
too
Roger and
small
Perry
or
on
too slow.
super tall wide receivers, bro. He
He's
just
the
can't
best
guard
we
them,
got,
bro.
though. He's the best we
Yeah.
got.
And
So
that's sad. That's not how it should be. To
No.
me, he's a number 2, number 3 corner. He's not but he's a really good number 2 and number 3 corner. But
yeah.
Nah.
Real nice in the slot would be real nice in the slot,
Yeah.
but he's our most disciplined, well, technique sound player on DB, so we have to put him in those situations. And it's like, bro, what, you're like 5'11"? So it's
Yeah, man. Since T. Higgins just came up, man, how y'all feel about that situation right there? Would
Yeah, I would
y'all
like
go
to.
after
I am
T.
not
Higgins?
opposed. I'm not opposed. I welcome it. We got $100 million. Let's spend it. Let's spend it and get whoever we can in here that's really good. And T. Higgins is really good.
Yeah, get T. Higgins, keep D Hop around, drive one of them good young wide receivers, get the offensive line shored up, get us a cornerback, and shit, we'll be good to go. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up for the night, man. Josh, man, I most definitely appreciate you coming through, brother, man. Thank you so much, man. You and Firestone, man. Y'all done gave us some great content for the night, man.
it was good.
You had Firestone about ready to come up out of his chair when you said something about that. That's this guy right there. Everybody watch the show know.
And I gotta take my medicine for tonight, man. I gotta take my medicine.
Yeah, man. But Josh, man, go ahead, talk to the people, tell them about your YouTube channel, your podcast, and everything else you got going on, man.
All right, so Cast It to the King podcast. It is essentially 3 words: sports, movies, life. Anything sports related, mostly Titans, or in the basketball season. We'll get into the Grizzlies, or we'll get into some of the NBA stuff or baseball. Everything sports, life, like anything that's going on in life, whether it be Christian related or whether it be world related, or movies, entertainment stuff. We're coming off of Loki season 2, which is hands down one of the best last episodes with glorious purpose, and that was one heck of an episode to end.
Yeah, I just watched it.
Loki. So yeah, so anything TV, movies, like all 3 of the spectrums. That's what Cast It to the King is. So all 3 wrapped in an enigma, and you get all of them in one show. And you can find me on my YouTube channel, Kick It to the King Productions. We are still growing in subscribers, and we are actually approaching 12,000 subscribers, actually. So I'm surprised. It still shocks me how fast I'm growing. So I appreciate all those that can like, share, subscribe, and yeah, follow me on X, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you see fit. But I appreciate you. But I appreciate you, Marako, to having me on, man. And
Yeah,
man, I'm pushing my limits, man. I am pushing my limits.
Yeah, man, you doing the damn thing.
And yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, appreciate your prayers up to you, man. Keep on fighting that fight. Keep on kicking ass, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Firestone, you got anything you want to say before we ride out?
Nah, just check out our sponsor line, denbeardcollection.com. Go get you some beard products, ladies. Go get you lip gloss and body soaps, everything that you might need. Use promo code Coliseum. Get 25% off. LionsDenBeardCollection.com. And Titans, do something, Titans. Damn, bro. I need to feel like I got some hope instead of filling myself with false optimism all the time. I need to feel like I actually can have some hope that this team can go out and compete and put on a good performance. So, Titans, do something for us.
Sneak peek to Friday. RJ, we beating the Jaguars.
Man, hell no.
Damn! You just say you ain't even gonna tease you. You just gonna give it right away. Okay.
Yeah, man, don't predict no win for me on Friday. You know that now, man. Hell no.
Hey, shit, it is what it is, man. Either way, goddammit, we gonna be here to discuss it Friday. Hey, everybody have a blessed rest of the week. Tighten the fuck up. Let's go!